Hey, everybody! No, it's not Chef Boyardee, and it's not Chef from the Muppets. It's just another edition of Ron's Roadside Stories, showing off a little bit of his Lenny McDonald stash here. Before I start tonight's story, I should have actually talked about this yesterday, but when Granny R was on last week asking for a little love and support for her grandson Ron, and asked everybody to maybe share or like and see if he could try to achieve his 1,000 views. I fell short from that goal, but wow, I was quite impressed with the amount of support and everybody showed. So it's rather emotional for me, and I'm sort of actually no, I'm not at all, but it was pretty impressive. And I do want to thank everybody for that extra support. So we'll see if this one will help anymore, but probably not. If Granny R couldn't pull through and Bozo the couldn't do it, I don't think Chef Boy R shit's going to do anything either. So anyway, for tonight's story, this one goes back a long ways too. My cousin Ricky Wheeler, Andy Wheeler's older brother, was having his stag party. He was going to be marrying his now wife Susie Jete, owners of Active 8. Might as well give them a little plug at the same time. Active 8 in Waterloo. It's a nutrition shop that they've got going on there. Pretty good, cool place. Get some health shakes, some tea bombs and stuff like that. So go check them out. Support the locals. So anyway, my cousin Rick stag party. You know what? We did it right. We did it right. You couldn't ask for any better. We had Rick and Andy's father, Richard Wheeler, as our designated driver. He had a van. We were 7-8 of us all in the van. We went out to Granby to I think it was a casual spa, if my memory serves me right. And we were sorry, a little hair in the mouth here. And we had supper, we shot some pool, the pitchers of beer were flowing, we were doing shooters, and around 11:30 p.m., we had, let's just say we were all probably halfway in the bag by then, and the night was still young though, so anyway, this is where I probably made the big mistake, and I would blame it on the alcohol, because I volunteered everybody to come back to my house. I had just purchased a house, the one I'm currently still living in, but so I had said, hey, let's go back to my place, guys. We can continue this party, whatever. So Richard drives us all in the van back to my house, which I was living in at the time with baby love, Jenny Poo, and he drops us off in the yard. And we all get out, staggering a little bit, and Richard takes off. I mean, the plan now is to stay at the house. Nobody's going to be driving or anything, so that was the plan. And everybody was either going to spend the night, or when the ladies come back, they would all take them back, take the guys back home or whatever. So this is where the problem starts. Richard leaves the driveway. I get to the front door. I do not have my house key on me. I don't know where it was, but anyway, start to panic a little bit. We didn't have cell phones or nothing on us back then. Here I am. My neighbors across the road aren't home, so no access to a phone, and Richard was long gone by then. So here we are. Here I have, 7-8 of us, stag party, sitting in a driveway at midnight. So I'm like, well, let's go around the back of my house up on the deck, and I've got a kitchen window, bedroom window. I said maybe one of them's partially open or whatever. And sure enough, the kitchen window was partially open, so I was able to rip the screen off, which damaged that quite a bit too. But anyway, at least I got that off. I was able to force the window open enough, and the boys give me a little boost, and I went in head first, and as I did, I sort of broke the kitchen faucet and landed on the floor. And by the time I managed to get up, I had set the alarm off, and so I had to remember the code, got the alarm set off. Had to, like, of course, the phone rings. I had to tell the alarm it was just a false alarm. Remembered my password, thank God. And let the boys in the front door so we could continue the party. So let's just say I had to break and enter my own house, which we only find out the next morning from Jen there that we had a key hidden just in the front porch somewhere. But anyway, I had forgot all about that. So let's just say I broke into my house and broke everything for nothing. But anyway, I got in shit for that too. So the party starts off, and we're in there. Like I said, the beer continues, and we're doing some shooters. And then it had to be around 2 in the morning, and we ordered some pizza. Pizza's coming, and some of us got the bright idea that we needed to do some hot shots or whatever. So I volunteered up Jen's good pots and pans and whatever, and so we were pulling out our good stainless pots, and we were heating up alcohol. Of God knows what the hell we were doing, but anyway, we were heating up alcohol in there, and we were doing hot shooters and stuff of all sorts of stuff, mixing it up, and that wasn't helping the case. And then we ran out of the hard stuff, and I remember Jen had reminded me that she had a nice collective edition of some kind of whiskey with the glasses and everything, and she told me never to touch the damn thing. Well, guess what? When you're under the influence, whatever she told me was long gone. So yeah, I volunteered that up, which I also got in shit for the next day. But at the moment, it thought like the right thing to do. So I offered up the alcohol to the guys. We broke into that. We emptied that as well, and we left the empty bottle she could put back into the collector's edition, but I don't know if that was what she was considering. But anyway, we continued. The pizza comes, and we're, like I said, we're really shit-faced by this time, and there was no good gonna come of that. So I think we started serving the pizza in the kitchen, and instead of serving it on plates or whatever, we didn't want to dirty any plates, and so we just started throwing the pizza around to the guys a little bit from the kitchen to the living room and back and forth. And so there was pizza all over the place, on the wall, on the floor. There was shooter glasses all over, empty cans, whatever. Anyway, Jen comes home with the girls around 3:30 in the morning or whatever. And of course, they were much better behaved than we were. And everybody leaves the house, but I was left behind, obviously, because it is my house, and Jen got to see what was left of her house and was not too happy. She turned the light on and said, we'll talk about this in the morning, and she was nice enough to at least let me go to bed because I wasn't going to be able to do anything other than head hit the pillow. So we wake up in the morning. She has a better chance now with the light and everything to see the damage we had done to the house, and the windows, the faucet, the alcohol all over the place. And then she saw her open collector's edition of the whiskey, and her pots and everything else. And then I think the real one that did her in was when she went to get the phone to call somebody. She picked up the receiver, and there was a slice of pizza between the receiver and the actual base of the phone, and I think that one there, woo, that was it. That was all, folks. So she basically went in the room, got dressed, walked by me, and I was like hungover, headache, just barely able to function, and she walked by me on the way out, and she says, I will be back in a few hours, and this effing house better be back to the condition it was when I had left yesterday, or else. And I knew what the or else meant. So headache, hungover, I did my best, put the house back together, straightened out the whole faucet, tried to fix the bent window as much as I could. And anyway, when she come home, I guess I passed the test, whatever. But whew, that was a hard one, folks. So once again, I survived, and she forgive me, I think, until after she hears this story again. But I hope all them boys out there appreciated me offering up my house. But let's let that be a lesson to everybody. Don't ever offer a bunch of guys at a stag party to come back to your house to finish up a party, because bad idea. Learn from me, people. Learn from me. But I know my boys appreciated it, and I had their backs. And like I said, took one for the team, as they say. So that's my story, guys. I know it's a long one, but hey, hopefully you appreciate it. And we'll be back next week to see you. So, ciao, folks.